Have you ever thought about this? Can something exist if no one is there to observe it? Imagine you're hiking deep in the forest, far away from any civilization. There's an enormous ancient tree standing tall ahead of you. You admire its presence for a moment, then continue on your way. Hours later, while you're miles away, that same tree falls. It doesn't make a sound that anybody hears. Nobody's around, no cameras, no animals, nothing at all to perceive it. So, did the tree really fall? If no one observed it, can we truly say it happened? Did the crash of the tree make a sound, or was it silent? If there was no consciousness or device to acknowledge the event, does it remain a part of reality, or does it fade into nothing? This is the essence of a classic philosophical puzzle. If a tree falls in a forest and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? And as amusing as this sounds on its surface, its implications go far deeper. The question fundamentally challenges how we interpret and understand reality. Throughout history, philosophers have grappled with this notion. One of the earliest answers came from 18th century Irish philosopher George Berkeley, who argued that existence is tied entirely to perception. His idea boiled down to this: the only way we can claim something exists is if it is being observed. For Berkeley, to exist is to be perceived, which means no perception, no existence. Fast forward to the 20th century and science enters the conversation. Enter quantum mechanics, a branch of physics so strange, so mind-bending that it seems lifted straight from a sci-fi movie. Here, the question of observation takes on an entirely new life. In the famous double-slit experiment, scientists discovered something extraordinary. Particles, like electrons, behave differently depending on whether they are observed. If no observation occurs, electrons act like waves, spreading out and interfering with themselves. But when scientists actively measure or observe them, the electrons behave like particles, choosing one distinct path. It's almost as if the mere presence of an observer collapses a multitude of possibilities into one, determining reality itself. This leads to a profound question: would those electrons exist in the same way if no one was watching? Some interpretations of quantum theory, like the Copenhagen interpretation, suggest that observation is a key mechanism in shaping reality, that particles don't necessarily exist in definitive states until measured or perceived. But other scientists and theorists object, suggesting there's simply more to the story we don't yet understand. Now, before this gets too wild, let's zoom back out. Do these concepts mean reality ceases to exist the moment we close our eyes? Not necessarily. Many interpretations grapple with what observation really means and whether we're misunderstanding its role altogether. Quantum physics may suggest weirdness, but it also acknowledges uncertainty, and uncertainty is important. Still, the question isn't just about science. This puzzle spills over into an everyday truth. Our perception shapes our personal reality. You've probably experienced this firsthand. The things you see, the experiences you live, the way you interpret the world, all affect what feels real to you, what exists as part of your reality. Meanwhile, objects or events you ignore or never experience directly, they might fade into irrelevance, even though they're still technically out there. So does something exist without being observed? You could argue yes. Reality, in some definitive way, must operate beyond consciousness and perception. Stars explode in galaxies far away, Earth spins unnoticed by human eyes for millennia, and countless species live and die without human interaction. But here's the kicker. If nobody observes these things, not directly, not indirectly, can we philosophically, concretely prove they happened? Or does their existence just settle into a murky cloud of probabilities and theories that we assume must be true? This is where science and philosophy run neck to neck toward the horizon, with neither offering a unanimous answer. In the grand tapestry of existence, the unobservable still remains a mystery, one intrinsically tied to the riddle of consciousness itself. Are we participants in reality, or merely witnesses to something far greater and more independent? One thing is certain: the idea that observation plays a role in existence is as magical as it is mysterious. Whether we're exploring quantum physics or contemplating ancient philosophy, the fact that we humans can even ask these questions says something remarkable about our place in this reality. So what do you think? Can something truly exist without being observed? Or are we part of the secret ingredient that brings reality to life? One thing's for sure, we might not know the answer, but isn't it wonderful to wonder?